Correa actually focused on what matters. During a House hearing with Kristi Noem as the witness, Correa brought up the issue of ICE detaining legal residents, parents of service members, and even U.S. citizens, backing his point with multiple cases. And today, we're covering it all. So if you believe truth isn't partisan, hit the subscribe button and let's jump right into it.
Secretary Noem, Trump administration, you're going after the worst of the worst criminals, and we agree with you. The problem is 70% of the people you've arrested have no criminal record. You're going after non-criminal immigrants, U.S. citizens, and permanent legal residents. Donna Hughes Brown, Irish citizen, green card holder, 48 years in the United States. She also happens to be the mother of a U.S. Marine, sister to a retired Army colonel. She's in ICE detention since July. She tried to come back from Ireland, arrested, has been there since then. Her crime? She wrote 2 bad checks for less than $80 a decade ago. Her husband, Jim Brown, came to us and told us her story. Jim told us, I voted for President Trump because he promised to go after criminals in our community and not people like my wife.
Now, for some context, this hearing was in December of last year, and Donna Hughes was released a few days later. But I want to focus on a key statistic Correa brought up. He said 70% of immigrant detainees have no criminal record, and that number gets repeated constantly. The problem is how that data is presented. You see, it comes from Track Reports, which is a research center at Syracuse University. But when Politifact did an extensive piece on this exact issue, they found that as of January this year, 52% of detainees had either criminal convictions or pending criminal charges. That's why such statistics can sound simple but carry very different meanings simply because the picture changes depending on how the data is categorized and described. But the case Lou described next was even more shocking than Donna's. So let's take a look.
Another case, Narciso Baranco was beaten and arrested by masked agents while working as a landscaper. He's an undocumented immigrant, 30 years in this country, not a traffic ticket. Mr. Baranco is also the father of 3 U.S. Marines. 3 Marines. You want to make a movie of people like this. A man who comes to this country, instills patriotism in his kids. They swear an oath to serve and possibly give up their life for this country.
Exactly. This goes to show how broken our immigration system really is. Now, there is a program under the Immigration and Nationality Act called Parole in Place, which allows certain family members of military personnel to apply for a green card without leaving the country, in addition to including protection from deportation and eligibility for a work permit. But what Trump can do to avoid situations like Baranco's from ever happening again is expand the program through an executive order. After all, no serious person could justify deporting the father of 3 U.S. service members. And the thing is, there is a video showing how Border Patrol agents carried out his arrest, and Correa made sure to play it next.
We play a video on this as well, please.
Masked federal agents were filmed pinning a man to the ground and repeatedly striking him in the head and neck before putting him in an unmarked car. The man in the video has been identified as Narciso Baranco and is the father of 2 active duty Marines and 1 Marine veteran. The Department of Homeland Security said an illegal alien was arrested by Border Patrol agents after he, quote, assaulted federal law enforcement, adding that Baranco, quote, swung a weed whacker directly at an agent's face. Video shared by DHS and reviewed by CNN shows Baranco running with a weed whacker, but does not show him striking officers.
I also have with us today Alex Baranco behind you, a retired Marine. That's his father. And Alex, on behalf of myself, members here, I want to thank you for your service to our country, and we also thank your brothers for serving our great country. Thank you very much.
That is the only reasonable response. With the military being active on multiple fronts, the least we can do is stand by our service members and their families. Thankfully, an immigration judge dismissed the deportation case against Baranco, and his attorney is helping him navigate through the parole-in-place program to obtain proper paperwork. But all of the things Correa mentioned don't even come close to the last example he shared. And let's just say, some people need to be held accountable here.
Got another case. George Rete, 25-year-old, native of California, my home state. He's a U.S. citizen, Army veteran who served in Iraq. Well, on his way to work, he came to an immigration checkpoint. Pulled over. I don't know where officers deployed tear gas on him, broke his car window, pepper sprayed him, and dragged him out of his car. An American citizen held for 72 hours without any charges, wasn't even given the opportunity to shower, to wash off that paper
Gentleman's
spray.
time's expired.
George Reitz shared his story in an op-ed published by a San Francisco Chronicle, laying out exactly what happened during his arrest. According to his account, CBP agents gave him conflicting commands while he was sitting in his car, pepper sprayed him, and placed him in zip ties. Not to mention the fact that no one bothered to check his identification. Reitz spent 3 days in detention before being released, and he says no explanation was ever given. And now, he's suing the government. So, who do you think ends up paying the damages? It's you and me through taxpayer money. These stories matter because not only is George a U.S. citizen, he's a veteran. And if this is the way we treat the people who put their lives on the line defending our country, what does it say about the system? But there's a deeper issue here that's rarely talked about. RFK Jr. brought it up during a recent appearance with Joe Rogan, and the pair made some valid points.
During the during the Obama administration, President Obama deported more people than President Trump did, the most in history. Nobody cared. And there were 76 people shot during that process, during the Biden administration. None of it made headlines. About half of those people were killed. None of it made the news. Now, because it's Trump doing it, you have the entire Democratic Party and the media establishment saying, oh, look at the horrible things. He's a dictator, but he's doing what he promised to do to the American people. It's very disturbing watching what you see on TV.
It really disturbs people when you see masked people grabbing people, arresting people, and a lot of them turn out to be American citizens. That's part of the problem, too.
See, that's what it all boils down to. The Democrats, along with the MSM, are pushing this issue hard because it energizes their base, and they need that type of mobilization heading into the midterms. But the reality is, this problem has existed for years. I'm more than sure they can gather enough votes in both chambers of Congress to address it and pass some reforms on how immigration enforcement is carried out while protecting the rights of American citizens, in addition to the people who have the interests of our country at heart. But our brilliant lawmakers are more focused on theatrics and holding dog parades rather than practical solutions that'll fix the system.